ชัยสนามชัยโปรดใช้ความระมัดระวังขณะก้าวออกจากรถสนามชัย Station Please mind the gap between train and platform
Welcome to Bangkok. Today's story doesn't start here in the Big Mango. It starts 10,000 miles away in the Big Apple in New York City. In 2006, the residents of New York City realized that they had a disused railway line running through the center of Manhattan, which could be put to good use. They greened it up, they put plants on it, and it became an urban garden called the High Line, running about 2 miles through the southwest area of Manhattan. Now, in 2016, Boris Johnson and Joanna Lumley, British actress, we'll come to her later, they had a similar idea for London, and they decided that they would build a green bridge in the centre of London. Very good idea. Except for a few things. First of all, they weren't taking a disused bridge and improving it. No. They wanted to build a bridge just for pedestrians right in the centre of London. A very expensive thing to do. £200 million thing to do. And that brings us to the modern day. Because in 2016, Bangkok realised it also had a disused bridge running through the centre of Bangkok, which could be greened up and it could become a green bridge in the city. They call it the Sky Bridge, the Chao Phraya Sky Bridge, and I'm stood on it now. And as you can hear, we've got traffic running on either side. This is the mid-morning rush hour in Bangkok, and the traffic is a little bit crazy. Hopefully, you can hear what I'm saying. So what of Miss Lumley, who I mentioned earlier? I mean, I've got a real soft spot for Joanna Lumley. She's a great advocate for the rights of Gurkha soldiers. She fought for the Gurkhas to get their pension rights in the UK, and a great fight it was too. Her father had been the captain, I think, of a Gurkha regiment. She's campaigned around human rights and civil rights, and obviously a wonderful actress and a 1960s icon. So where did Boris and Joanna Lumley get it wrong? Well, they were proposing the building of a completely new bridge just for pedestrians at a cost of £200 million. And the fact is that there are many bridges that can be used by pedestrians in the centre of London. The problem with this bridge was that it was superfluous. It wasn't really needed, although aesthetically and environmentally it would have been great. Now what they've done in Bangkok here is they've repurposed an unused bridge. What happened was there was 2 road bridges, and in between the 2 road bridges they built a SkyTrain bridge, and the SkyTrain line was never built, so they had a disused bridge. And what they've done is they've created a green and safe haven to get from one side of the river to the other, if not a particularly quiet haven, but that's just not possible in the middle of Bangkok. I came here to paint, and just as ever, I'm not particularly finding any inspiration in this location. I often find that when you arrive at a place with the intention of drawing it and painting it, you can't quite find the composition. It doesn't quite come to you. I don't know whether it's the light today, because it's a super cloudy day. I don't know if it's the fact that there's traffic going by on either side, so it's essentially like being in the central reserve of a motorway. And yeah, it doesn't grab me as a place that conveys a message that I want to paint. maybe there's something about the green oasis which has been sneaked in between the sort of urban concrete jungle. Maybe that's the inspiration here, the slither of green in the middle of the grey. I don't know, I'll sort of work that out when I get home. There's possibly something there as I think more about it. What there is here are the views of the city and the cityscape, the skyscrapers and the temples. That unique Bangkok blend of ancient and modern can be seen in the vistas from the bridge here. So maybe there's something in that. Maybe it's a pastel rather than a watercolour. A dry pastel rather than a watercolour. Something that I'll explore later when I get home. It may be very noisy here, and it's obviously a very dull Bangkok day. We've got leaden skies with thunderstorms banging around the city. The weather I love the humidity. I mean, you can't see it on the video, but it's really warm. It's about 30 degrees today. A boat on the river. What I love about this Skywalk, they've taken something disused, something which was discarded, something which was apparently useless, but they've managed to make it into something useful. A safe place to cross the road, which is a big thing in Bangkok, trust me. They've managed to take what seems to be superficial or pointless bits of the city and make them useful. And they snuck that in at very low cost. So the London Bridge was going to cost upwards of £200 million. This bridge cost about £3 million. Not cheap, but still not a huge amount for a big infrastructure project. Okay guys, so thank you for joining me today on this ramble around. I hope that you found some of the things interesting, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.